there are many things which make Britain world famous. Westminster, Whitehall, pageantry, and British heavy engineering. Today, Fodens are at the forefront of the British commercial vehicle industry, with an established reputation in world matters. Fodens are also part of the British tradition, with well over 120 years' experience of design, development, and manufacture. Their products are based on a wide experience, built on engineering expertise, developed through the many facets of heavy truck engineering. Now, Fodens build in the most modern and sophisticated plant in Europe. At Sandbach in Cheshire, as in the founder Edwin Foden's day, there's a tradition of complete engineering. Family skills handed down and built upon. Fodens pioneered and developed many of the designs on which today's transport system is founded. Its designers are aware of changing techniques in engineering, and their designs always endeavour to incorporate the latest in methods and materials. Photographs are taken of every stage of product development of new models and used to support assembly data. Simulated assembly line conditions are used to establish production methods prior to the introduction of new models on the computerized assembly line. When designing a new vehicle, we know that some of them will have really tough assignments, like these special 8-wheel tippers, which have been working in the heat of the desert for over 15 years. These are vehicles built for the toughest of jobs in any part of the world, and coping with extremes of temperature, humidity, and dust in almost non-stop operation. That's why we at Fodens like to do as much of the job of building the entire vehicle as possible. Many of the component parts unique to Fodens are formed from the basic material. We cast and forge parts for our own gearboxes, axles, and many other components. There is a fascination in seeing molten metal turned into components that ultimately appear in the chassis. Throughout the manufacturing operation, traditional craftsman skills are supported by modern computer technology and tape control. Our own computer holds the detail of even the most complex specification. Just one of these computer disk packs contains 100 million characters of information. Magnetic tape is also used for taking backup copies of data and logging of computer activity. All this expertise and computer technology has gone into making the best range of heavy commercial vehicles in the world. Treatment like this, day in, day out, puts a great deal of stress on every part of the vehicle. The stress is caused by the loading of rock and continuous pounding across quarry roads, demand high standards of engineering and component production. This is achieved in the Foden machine shop, where every part is made to the most exacting specifications. Let's take the axle, for example. They're manufactured to a very high precision and are ground finished. Our machines grind and turn to the finest tolerances and are often numerically controlled throughout the machining operation. sophisticated machinery techniques and a high standard of quality are the keynotes to the success of Foden component engineering. This gearbox, for instance, has got to be tough enough for the most demanding application. It is designed with the maximum of reserve in hand to match the output torque of a wide range of engines. A very important factor when precision is paramount is the quality control of standards. These standards also comply with the Ministry of Defence requirements for military vehicles, which is the 0524 certificate for quality assurance. This kind of testing is carried out continuously. Even the smallest components are thoroughly checked. Trucks in the Middle East have covered in excess of 1 million miles each, journeying 22 miles into the desert, carrying 25 tons of rock, and working 20 hours in every 24. This is the kind of assurance you need when crossing continents like Australia and deserts like the Sahara. But what makes Fodens one of the most advanced truck builders in the world? This, the most modern vehicle assembly plant in Europe, where individual skills have been married with highly sophisticated production engineering. The focal point of the plant is a 3-line overhead conveyor system, 300 meters long, which links with smaller conveyors, supplying the major sub-assemblies, axles, power units and cabs. These secondary power-free conveyors are miniature assembly lines, and components can be recycled or held in stock according to any programmed sequence. All parts and assemblies are stored in the computer-controlled high-rise store complex alongside the assembly line. Engines, gearboxes, nuts and bolts and so on are selected according to the vehicle specification requirements and fed direct to the appropriate assembly station. This system is controlled from this central control room, which contains line speed indicators, vehicle programming panels, and a fault and activity indicating board. The Foden truck starts its life here in the frame shop, erecting the base on which is built a sound, tough and long-lasting truck. The chassis members are made of the best carbon manganese steel and for on-road trucks are of bolted construction. Here, the chassis is taken to the vehicle assembly plant and is held by suspended carriers through 28 workstations, ending in the finished vehicle. At this first station, the engine air filters and air brakes are fitted. Then the axles, which come from the parts store by synchronized conveyor, are fitted to the chassis, along with the exhaust system. At the third station, the power units, which have been assembled on their own line, come together with the chassis simultaneously. Fodens currently offer a wide range of engines from manufacturers including Cummins, Gardner and Rolls Royce, in power outputs from 180 brake horsepower upwards. At the next 10 stations, fuel tank, air tanks, valves, electrical wiring, piping, control systems, propeller shafts and auxiliary equipment are fitted. By this time, the vehicle is partially complete and is ready to be cleaned and masked for painting. Next stop is this 20-meter long spray booth, where the vehicle is sprayed and dried at ambient temperature. All wheels and tyres are fitted in a separate fitting area and individually balanced prior to being sent by overhead conveyor to the assembly plant. Once the vehicle emerges from the spray booth, the balanced wheels and tyres are conveyed to their station and fitted. Now the conveyor lowers the chassis onto its wheels for its last 6 stations. The rest of its building life takes place on a moving floor conveyor. Lubricants, fuel and mud guards are the next to be added, and the last major component is the cab. Foden trucks are equipped with either glass reinforced plastic or metal cabs according to application. Fodens have experience of more than 20 years producing reinforced plastic cabs, the latest ones having a steel frame constructed to combine corrosion resistance with strength. From a high-level conveyor, the cab, complete with electrical installation and all driver controls, is lowered automatically into place on the chassis at its appropriate fitting station. The last 4 stations involve final lubrication. This is a continuous operation, quality control, checking and testing, until at station 28 the vehicle is complete and driven away for a rigorous series of track and road tests. Now the truck has been thoroughly tested, it's ready for duty. Today, when your vehicles are going all over the world, a company like Fodens has a big responsibility to give good service and supply spare parts quickly, anywhere around the globe. Just think of those long hauls across Europe to Iran and Saudi Arabia, or across Africa or Australia. So commitments for spares to our overseas network of distributors is very important. For instance, in Saudi Arabia, stocks of parts were established to suit the trucks for that area well before the trucks were commissioned. Orders for spare parts come from all over the world, many by telex, as this one from New Zealand. Telex is a vital direct link with distributors, essential for fast service. The parts department and warehouse are linked directly to the company's main computer through visual display units and printers. Direct access for parts orders, stock availability and control enables distributors to obtain rapid, accurate information and parts order processing associated with efficient customer service. Before Fodens spare parts are sent out, they're given a protective coating and then carefully packed. Then put into boxes marked and ready to be sent out to distributors or dealers as far as South America or New Zealand. Fodens have a policy. Wherever we have dealers, they must be well stocked. And when you make so many of the parts yourself, you can have quality assurance and keep delivery dates. As for the home market, you need the same urgency in sending out parts as for abroad. Distributors need to know they can rely on a manufacturer's after-sales service. In the UK, our own servicing department thoroughly overhauls customers' vehicles. It's a service in which Fodens take great pride. The company's central service department at Sandbach is equipped to undertake every possible type of servicing and repair, including overhauls, wheel balancing, brake testing, and standard contract servicing. Fodens take a pride in servicing, wherever it's done. To be in the forefront of heavy vehicle manufacture, there have to be worldwide servicing facilities. Here in Dubai, all the mechanics are under the supervision of a Foden engineer. Having Foden engineers working alongside and supervising local maintenance staff in many parts of the world enables the best possible on-the-job training and guidance to be given, thus ensuring that the truck has the correct maintenance procedures carried out right from the start of its life. This is a business, which means people. And at Fodens, people are important. The people of Fodens have pride in their product and ensure quality both in manufacture and after sales. Intensive specialized training given to apprentices in the exceptionally well-equipped training center ensures the continuance of quality products in future years. Similar training facilities are available to both distributors and customers from around the world. The training programs are designed to give maximum guidance in the repair and maintenance of all aspects of the company's products. To get the best from Foden vehicles, in this case a British Army medium mobility gun tractor, correct servicing procedures are carefully laid down. Fodens have also contributed to the British Army's low and medium mobility fleet. These vehicles are put through the toughest of trials and have passed the stringent tests required by the British Army. In the field, they will give years of reliable service. In the Middle East, as in other parts of the world, Foden trucks have contributed to major international construction and civil engineering projects, such as the Dubai Port Rashid complex, which use Fodens extensively to haul 2 million tons of material from the desert. The vehicles operated on 2 10-hour shifts in each 24 hours and were inspected for normal maintenance checks at the end of each shift. Oil changes and major maintenance were carried out every 2 weeks. The harbour project was completed 18 months ahead of schedule. Such was the vehicle's reliability. The trucks operating here, for example, show an ability of around 90%. Foden vehicles are in operation with many of the large fleets of national and international operators, such as 2-axle articulated tractor units, 3- and 4-axle rigid tippers and concrete mixers, and special vehicles for operators with unusual transport requirements, like this coil carrier, and local government snow clearance and highway maintenance equipment. Many users choose to operate a Foden range of vehicles for maximum efficiency, and this is mainly achieved by a high commonality of major components. When you buy a Foden, you become part of the family. Operators throughout the world need a vehicle with long whole life and the highest specifications. Foden designers and development engineers monitor the performance of trucks in all manner of operating conditions. Systems designed to feed back vital in-service information through field service engineers ensure the availability of vital up-to-the-minute facts. These vehicles have already travelled over 600,000 miles, shifting waddy gravel from Muscat to the Jebel Ali Harbour project. And because of advancement in design and easier servicing facilities, have achieved a regular vehicle availability of 90%. The Foden operator knows he can depend on his vehicles to keep him operational and help him tackle all manner of haulage jobs in an ever-changing world of transportation. Fodens take off into the future, users can be assured that Foden trucks are engineered and built to meet up-to-the-minute demands of economy, legislation and environment, which today is paramount. The operator of a Foden knows he can depend on his vehicle.